Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the show that shares with you everything that you should do before saying I do. This is Before I Do. For those of you engaged, single, dating, thinking about getting married, don't know if you want to get married, this is the show for you. Our responsibility, our job, our honor is to help you facilitate courageous conversations regarding dating and relationships.
This is right. I love that voice. Yes. And this is intended to be interactive. So please find the chat area, find the comment area. When we call, we want you to respond. So we want to know your experiences. Share with us your ideas. Share with us your advice. Things that have worked for you. But either way, we want to know and hear from you. So make your voice be heard.
My name is Walter Jennings.
My name is CHARMAINE Jennings.
And we are your Couples Academy practitioners. And it is our honor to be here this evening. Tonight, we are talking about online dating during the digital divide. And this is a topic that we are actually looking and learning a lot about ourselves.
Yes.
We are actually pre-internet dating couple. We're probably one of the last generations where she has a box of love letters that I hand wrote and mailed to her. I have a box of love letters that she wrote and sent to me. We have cassette tapes we recorded. For those of you all that are not like cassette, yes. So before streaming, before CDs, there was something called cassette tapes, where you would actually have music on it. It wasn't an 8-track. It was smaller than an 8-track.
Why are you talking to
them
like that?
Because you never know who's out there. Some of these millennials and Generation Zs, and they know nothing about cassette tapes. But we actually, again, when it comes to this whole idea of meeting people online, falling in love, getting to know individuals, it is absolutely fascinating to us. And like most things, when you talk about dating or meeting individuals online, it's always scrutinized, always criticized. But now there are individuals who are in thriving, healthy relationships and also that lead to marriage online. So we're going to discuss tonight exactly what that can look like.
That's right. Pretty much dating app revenue. Pretty much there's about $5.61 billion in revenue for dating apps, right? And so this is the norm. This is a way in which we're going to utilize, which billions of people utilize to socially engage with one another. And it definitely there can be some really wonderful experiences. So technology, sometimes you'll hear the elders say that, technology ruined everything. Well, there's some benefits to technology. And we have a graphic organizer here that kind of shares some of those things, right? And so in 2021, 323 million people worldwide use dating apps or dating sites to meet new people. And so we know that this industry is very big and very powerful. And with incredible, it has variety, and it allows both the users of these apps to get to know each other in a very unique way.
And so dating online and online apps and all of these things are not going away, just like technology. A lot of people are waiting for us to get back to meeting in person and moving past depending on computers. Technology and digital and the virtual world is not going away. So we're going to need to embrace it. And that includes dating and relationships. So as we get ready to get into our topic tonight, we do want to share our Speak Now question of the night, which is, what are your thoughts and experiences regarding online dating? So if you have some good experiences, some challenging experiences, maybe you are concerned and hesitant about dating online, put that information in the chat, and we want to share that with the rest of the audience that is tuned in. We're going to take a really quick commercial break, and we will be right back with more Before I Do.
Welcome to the Couples Academy app. The Couples Academy app is your go-to hub for how to do marriage right. Get started with our app today by perusing our amazing features that conveniently allow you to connect. This app is packed with powerful content and resources to help you grow and stay connected. With this app, you can watch our messages, find marriage resources, watch, listen, and read the real-life stories of restored couples, sign up for events, read articles and blog posts, stay up to date with push notifications, Share your favorite messages via Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or email, and download messages for offline listening. For more information about the Couples Academy app, go to couplesacademy.org.
Welcome back to Before I Do, where we are talking about online dating and the beauty of it, some of the benefits of it, and possibly some of the barriers of online dating apps. And so we want to come back into this discussion. We have already admitted that this was pre our, before our marriage and before our dating experience. We were old school, cassette tapes, writing letters, snail mail, all of those good things. And so exploring this topic is really big because it is pretty much the way to meet people, or at least one of the major ways to meet people in today's world and society. So it's a part of the culture. And so if you want to date, you want to meet new people, and you're really challenged because you know what, I don't really like dating and I feel like it's not authentic to me, it can be a challenge. But something we want to share with you that pretty much lets us know how normal this process is. And we really want to talk about how you can, if you choose to engage in a way that supports and serves your why. And so according to Pew Research Center, although married adults report that pretty much if you're a millennial, for example, fewer millennials have used online dating, but millennials are more likely than other generations to have used a dating app or a site. And around 3 in 10 married millennials, 31% say that they've used an online dating platform, compared to only about 17% of Generation Xers, which is what we are, and fewer than 1 in 10 married boomers, which is about at 77%. And then the silent generation, only 4. So when it comes to technology and dating apps, the older the person is, 9 out of 10 times, they're least likely to have used a dating app. And so if you are in those age ranges, you probably want to, explore a little bit if you want to get yourself out there. A dating app can be an option, but you probably have to choose a specific dating app that would accommodate individuals like yourself who are in that dating.
Yeah, and obviously over the years, there have been a myriad of different dating sites that are available for you to utilize. There's some really popular ones, and then also some lesser ones as well. And so all of it really starts with intent. What is your purpose as far as with dating online? What exactly are you looking for? And so depending on exactly that is really going to help you drive and find the best site for you to be conducive for your goal with that.
Absolutely. So definitely if you are, so again, going back to that why. And so this is just a list that was pulled from definitely a journalist who really went through each and every one of these sites and really pulled out what are some of the main reasons why people would use this site. We talked about briefly on the last segment or last show, we talked about what's best for confident women would be Bumble. And so if you're confident, because this empowers women to be able to choose. So this is almost like ladies' choice. So you get to literally decide who it is that you're interested in, and it is led by women. And so again, this is if you want choice, if it's a woman's world, that's your mindset, that's your mantra, this is definitely the site for you. Would be Bumble.
Yeah, what's interesting, I know that one of the ones that we constantly hear about is Tinder. Tinder is everybody Tinder this, Tinder that. So Tinder is seen as best for quick and easy hookups. So just not really looking for anything serious or long term, just wanting to meet someone and have a good time, maybe hang out, do some other things. So Tinder is what you often see.
And to be clear, hookup, we're talking about sex. We're talking about the sex story. Like you're just interested in meeting somebody and you want to have
get naked.
Pretty much. You just want to have a night of sex. And so that's what Tinder has a reputation from. But at least Bumble is they said it's kind of like Tinder, but it's Tinder for women. And because when they're women, pretty much, it requires the women to message first. So a guy doesn't get to approach the woman gets to approach the men on the site, for example.
Interesting.
And so that's what Bumble is kind of considered, where the women are empowered and they're empowered to kind of choose.
So when we talk about serious relationships, for those of you that are looking for serious relationships, Hinge seems to be a very viable site for actually long-term, more serious relationships that people are seeking for.
Yep, and I know this seems a little bit for the elders, but when it comes to, oh, you want to go to okay, when it comes to Hinge, okay, pretty much this app is owned by Facebook, and pretty much you have options of displaying a lot of useful information. You can really talk about your deal breakers, your political viewpoints, your religion. You can even put your alcohol consumption on there. Like, I don't know that I would encourage you to put that out there, but you know, if you want to put that out there, and even if you're interested in having children someday, so it really gives you those outlines to really be able to share who you are, and you can even share a current slogan. So if you have a mantra slogan, you can put those things out there. So Hinge really makes it personal and allow you to really share who you are, how you are, what you believe, and what your intentions are future forward.
So we also have Coffee Meets Bagel, which is best for breaking the silence. So for those of you who may be new to the whole online dating scene, and so one of the interesting, important things about dating online is that it allows a way for individuals who may be shy in person and in real life to actually engage with people. But even when it comes to interacting online, you still may need a little bit of help as it relates to connecting with individuals and having conversations with them. And so Coffee Meets Bagel is a site that's conducive for that. I believe it gives prompts and questions and almost serves as an individual chat where you're able to actually give feedback on how you feel about a particular topic. And so it actually is a conversation starter. So you're not sitting there trying to come up with something to talk about something with them. It actually is something that'll help lead and guide you in your conversation.
Absolutely. And, you know, again, with dating apps, it does go back to your why. And best for conversations, you know, this is something we didn't really expound on, but plenty of fish. That's best for conversations. And so one thing we notice about apps is they really provide for you an opportunity to approach dating the way that you want to approach dating. If for you if it's about the sex story, then you want to point out those apps that guide you that way. If you're about I want an intellectual equal, then you definitely want to focus on apps that do that. Apps, I just really want to converse with someone and talk to someone to build a friendship first. If you are literally, I'm dating to marry, and I know that's specific to me, then you want an app that really speaks to your personality type and definitely compatibility. And so you want an app that has more of a psychological research-based approach, and eHarmony definitely has a big reputation for that. And so, but other apps, you know, they'll ask you your financial status. If you're interested on, nope, I need someone who is going to be a financially strong partner. And then so there's certain apps that have certain requirements to make sure that you're in the arena and in the room with people that you absolutely desire to be in the room with.
So with these dating apps, right, it is interesting how it really aligns with what we've come to experience in real life. And you've got this VR, this virtual reality, where in real life, hey, what bar can I go to hook up with someone? I know for a time there was, if you're looking for a serious relationship, you would go to this grocery store or go to this church. If you're looking for somebody that's just would be a really good date for you to take for business events and different things of that nature, you would go here or go there. What these dating sites actually offer is a chance for you to have that type of focus, those type of focus places. So, and again, it starts with knowing exactly what you're looking for, and to be honest, and directing you virtually in that.
Yeah. And mind you, the list that we showed, I mean, there's so many more apps
Absolutely.
out there, right? I mean, even if Her is best for lesbian, bisexual, and queer women, you have ChristianMingle.com that's on there. So if you want more of a spiritually based app, then there are those apps that are specific for that. If you're a part of the LGBTQ community, then there's apps for that as well. And so, yeah.
So it's pretty comprehensive. And so whole lot of different dating sites. We're talking about, for those of you just joining us, online dating, daring the digital divide. Just finished reviewing the best dating sites, depending on exactly what your goal or intention is. You're tuned into Before I Do. We're going to take a really quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Everyone, welcome back to Before I Do. Tonight we're talking about online dating. Once again, our Speak Now question of the night is, what are your thoughts or experiences regarding online dating? Be sure to share your comments and or questions in the chat regarding online dating. We just shared a few, just a really small amount of dating sites. And again, they were organized as it relates to what they're kind of best known for, depending on your intention. So what we like to do is share 10 tips to help you navigate dating online. So we want to share 10 tips to helping to navigate the online dating world.
All right, so get ready to write them down.
All right, so tip number 1, know what you want. We've already said that a few times. Online dating actually works best when you actually know what you are looking for. If you are interested in finding a committed relationship, are you more interested in casual dating or sex, or maybe you're just looking to meet some new people, you want to make sure that you have that in mind before you actually begin to engage on a particular site. Some of these sites, bear in mind too, require a fee. Some of them are free, but then other sites require a fee. So it's very important that you go in with a clear intention of exactly what you're looking to get out of your online dating experience, and be honest with yourself about it.
Absolutely. And number 2, all right. So the second tip is, we want to make sure that we encourage you to write a profile that mirrors what you want. And so again, if I want someone to take me serious, I want really someone to be attracted to my intellect and to my goals and what I'm trying to pursue in my life, and I really want that to be in the forefront, then I want to make sure that I'm not, for example, posting a profile picture of my abs or my butt or my physical assets. If I really am looking more, I'm wanting to attract and draw someone who's more attracted to my intellect, then I don't want to definitely put out there that my physical appearance is more of a priority to me than that.
Absolutely. So your profile should be a reflection of exactly what it is that you want, but also what you value as well, or want individuals to value about you. And unfortunately, people are going to make generalizations and assumptions based on your profile. It is a good way to think about it is, it's like your resume. And so individuals are going to review your page, they're going to read your profile, and they are going to make a judgment, right or wrong, based off of that. So you want to make sure that you put some time and some thought into it. All right, number 3, you want to make sure you use clear photos of your face, and ideally you want to be smiling. This is my wife's one of her pet peeves. I'm surprised she's not ringing the bell right now. But individuals, as it relates to the quality, the resolution of your photo. And again, this is all about painting the best picture of yourself and putting your best foot forward from a physical standpoint, as far as with what you're presenting when it comes to your physical face, and them being able to see your whole face, you know. And there are some people that, again, they want to have a little bit of mystery. So sometimes they intentionally will obscure some part of their face, and so and that's completely fine. But photos are a really great opportunity also to really show the various layers of your personality.
That's true.
So not only just your profile pic, but also if you have a gallery option, utilize that as an opportunity to really show different activities or your interests, or even just different sides of your personality.
And I mean, you may not be one of those people that smile. You in the year look like with the Kool-Aid smile. Like that may not be you, but definitely be yourself. And even if you're artsy, be very artsy with your profile picture, but allow it to definitely represent who you are. And yeah, I think just being okay with that. But definitely your profile picture is big. You don't want your profile picture to be so foreign to where it really looks nothing like you. So be mindful of, hold off on all the filters.
Please let it be a true depiction. Please, as close and true to reality as possible.
I mean, really, yeah. Don't, don't be, posting a picture of you when you were like 30. And you're 55, like, yeah, for 60. Real. Yeah, don't do that. Okay, don't do that. And so, yeah, that would not be a real representation. All right, you ready for number 5?
Number 4. We're on number 4.
Thank you. See, I was just seeing if they were paying attention. Number 4, you want to make sure that you send messages freely. And so oftentimes people can be shy, right, when they first start online dating. So not wanting to send any messages out or respond to any of the messages that come in. But you're not going to meet anyone until you actually engage. This is how dating sites work. You must engage, which that would cause some serious issues for me if I was in the arena, because that being on the app all the time, making sure your notifications are turned on. So if somebody sends you a message, you can quickly respond to them, and to show interest. If people are kept waiting nowadays too long, like even when you send a text, right, and somebody doesn't respond to your text and it's like 2 days later, sometimes people have some kind of a, they feel they have an emotional response to that. They feel like you're really not interested. You really, kind of dismiss them. So same can be said for dating sites. So message anyone that tickles your fancy.
Absolutely.
Tickles your fancy. Are we really saying that? Tickles your fancy? And respond to any message that are interesting to you, or anybody that intrigues you pretty much.
Well, the great part about online dating is it allows you the opportunity to get to know a lot of different people. It's almost like going to a networking event.
Okay.
But instead of it being in person, it's actually online. And so for me, I have challenges with networking events. I just am not one of those people to just walk up to somebody and just start talking to them. However, online, it's a lot less threatening. So if someone has something in their profile that is of interest to you, sending them a message, asking them about whatever it is that interests you and that drew you, and it may lead to a conversation that again may lead to some other connections as well. So not being afraid to send someone a message, not being hesitant, but allowing it to serve as an opportunity for you to break the ice. All right, number 5. Number 5 is do not pursue or bother with people who are not interested in you. Do not waste your time with anyone as if you send them a message. And this is something that we see that oftentimes that men can be really bad at. Listen, if you done sent that lady 2 messages and she respond back, it's time to move on. So do not bother and continue to pursue people who are not responding back, who are not interested in you. You're better served utilizing your time and your energy towards individuals who you may be interested in. And this actually goes back to, again, sending those messages freely and reaching out to individuals that you may be interested in.
Well, maybe they like me, maybe he likes me.
And don't know it.
He just doesn't know it yet, he just doesn't really know it. He hasn't seen my good side. He hasn't, but no, that's really important. Definitely sometimes we you don't want to put deposits in areas where if the person's not interested, they're not interested, and you don't want to have to feel like you need to convince somebody as to why they should be interested in you, because 9 out of 10 times you don't even know if you want someone who genuinely is drawn to you. Right. You want that chemistry, you want that connection.
And because someone didn't reply back to your message, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with you as well. That's an important point to remember, that because a person may not be interested in you, that doesn't mean that there is something wrong with you. Just because a person isn't right for you doesn't mean that there is something that's wrong with you or wrong with them.
All right. And then number 6 means don't bite off more than you can chew. And so this one, it really goes back to making sure, first of all, some people some people really struggle to turn people down.
Mhm.
And then they end up getting lost in this endless conversation with a bunch of people. And so now they have all of these people they're talking to, all of whom they feel lukewarm about. So I'm not really excited about anybody, but it's awkward. I don't want to turn them down, don't want to reject them. I fear that more than I do becoming more brave about being granular and going after what I know actually does interest me. This can be a challenge. So it's not productive, and it leads to dating app burnout.
Absolutely.
Where you're pretty much you're sinking a ton of time and energy into this process, and pretty much you're talking to a million people all at once and not really deeply connected with a single person.
Yeah.
You have to set boundaries, you have to set limits, and you want to make sure that your commitment to being kind is often yes. I'm saying yes to being kind to everyone else and considering everyone else, and I'm really saying no to my original goal and objective.
And once again, this goes back to your intention on being on the dating site in general. There are certain people that, look, I'm here for the conversations. I'm here for the flirting. I'm here for the getting to know different people and meeting different people from all over the world. And so I want to engage with all these different people because I'm not necessarily looking for anything serious. However, if you are looking for a serious relationship, meeting and trying to juggle all of these different conversations, and it can be very cumbersome. So it is something that you want to be mindful of and make sure that if your intention changes, making sure that your actions and behaviors are reflecting that.
Yeah, and if it gets too overwhelming, delete all of the dating apps, give yourself a timeout, and then start over. But yeah, give yourself a timeout and a break. Delete them for 30 days, go on a dating app, fast or withdraw, and then you start over.
Absolutely. All right. Number 7. Now, this is a big one.
Uh-oh.
Avoid the fake persona. Please ring the bell. Now, part of the challenge with the virtual online world is that it gives you the chance to create this personality or this person that you may not be, but who you want to be. Absolutely. Or how you want people to see you. And so here's the thing. You can do that, but you have to be very careful because oftentimes we create these personas to draw certain people. And then when they actually meet us, if we don't match up with the persona that we've created, now you're left with an even bigger disappointment than if you had told the truth from the very beginning. So
what happens when you start believing your own hype,
exactly.
right? You start believing your own persona. And this is a person that you create, and then, or you become a slave to that persona. Eventually, people won't even allow you to break the persona because guess what? We like her better.
Right. Exactly.
So you definitely don't want to do that. So yes, it's very easy to put on this face, put on this mask, and then lose yourself in it. Or other people sometimes will prefer that mask more so than they prefer you.
And I do want to give the opposite side of that as well, because the good thing about dating apps and meeting people online, I know that there are a lot of individuals, again, who may be challenged with meeting people in person. It can be an intimidating thing. It can create a sense of anxiety for people to go out again to a bar or a restaurant, or just even see somebody in a grocery store or somewhere and just walk up and talk to them. That fear of rejection. Whereas online, it does provide a sense of safety and discretion to be able to send somebody a direct message. It also allows someone to get to know you rather than potentially getting so caught up with all of the physical things that come along with meeting someone in person. So it does provide a measure of individuals to really get to know the genuine, authentic you before they actually engage with the physical you, and some of those things that may, if they saw you in person initially, like, I don't really know, I'm giving it a chance. But maybe again, your personality is such to where I met them online. It was like, you know what, I really like them, to the point to where when I see them, it may not necessarily matter as much as if it were, but if it were reversed, I may not have necessarily had that opportunity.
I absolutely believe that dating in 2022, if I was in this arena, I absolutely would have several dates. And I would encourage, our clients, most of our clients are married and or engaged and that kind of thing. But even with some of our clients who are just working on themselves, and literally, I would encourage them to go on several virtual dates. Whether that's just talking on the phone, we're having a date where we have completely set time aside to just really exchange conversation together. But again, it goes back to goals. We do all of our coaching, our relationship coaching, surrounded by goals. So if your goal is to connect, if it is to be compatible, if it is, my goal is I'm dating because yes, eventually I want to develop a strong sense of friendship so that that because I am interested in getting married and starting a family. If that is the goal, then you need to have several virtual dates. I will admit, during this day and time, as a young single woman, there's a lot of people out here, and I'm sorry, there's this, I don't know, mindset. If you talk to the average single woman that's in her 20s or 30s, it seems like guys, and we know, kind of know that they have a big pool of options, right? Men tend to have more options than women. And so for that reason, yeah, why not date virtually a couple times before meeting up face to face?
That's actually a great suggestion.
I mean, I would.
So, yeah.
Plus, I don't know you. You might be crazy.
Yep.
I don't need you following me home. I don't like all of those kind of things. So I would rather have a couple of virtual dates first before having to even face you. I mean, and we have cameras, we got Zoom, we got all of these platforms. Why not?
That's a really great point too. And so as we get into one of ours, I think that's a really great option for us to explore. Number 8.
All right, number 8. Be careful.
Bring the bell, because this is definitely your favorite. This is you all day long.
All right. It says be careful about what you share. Absolutely. Okay. And I'm not just going to say it's for the women, but it's also for the men. Be careful what you share. Online dating is a constant back and forth with people exchanging information about themselves. And so pretty much what they're looking for in a partner, their hopes, their dreams, their futures. And I mean, pretty much people are almost putting all of their business out there.
You call it giving them the playbook. I know you called it before, just giving them the playbook.
Why would you give them your playbook? I mean, you're pretty much telling them every 100 things that I want in a man. And so now the first 90 days, the first 3 months, the first 6 months, pretty much if you give your playbook out, this person literally can take 6 months to do and become the chameleon. They can become any and everything in that playbook. And then you find yourself at the end of 6 months, like, this is the man of my dreams. And I mean, I'm just all in, right? And then whatever their agenda is, they can take the mask off once. Now I have her hooked because this is who she believes I am. When it's not a mystery. All he did, you gave him the playbook, or you gave her the playbook. She became everything she needed to be to impress your mama and your friends and your family. And you know what? Now you're in this relationship and you're wondering, who is this person? Well, this person became exactly who you asked them to become, because that was your dream or your fantasy.
Yeah, so there is a measure of discretion that you want to operate in as you're meeting individuals, especially online, with catfishing and just all types of falsehood and lies that's taking place. You really want to make sure you're careful about the information that you're putting out about yourself, while also scrutinizing the information that you're getting from individuals online as well. You want to try to verify who it is that you're communicating with as best as you possibly can, which actually leads into point number 9, which is only meet up when you're comfortable and ready, but don't wait too long. And Charmaine actually made a really great point that there is an option. A lot of people believe and go from, well, we met online, now we need to meet in person. And so that step you mentioned of having a virtual date is a really great lead into, well, how about we have a virtual date first before we actually even meet physically in person?
That's right.
And so that is a really,
do I have
really
any
good.
witnesses?
Yeah,
Can y'all put that in the comment area?
Yeah.
Is this something you would be willing to do, have a virtual date? I mean, literally, it's inexpensive.
Absolutely.
You don't have to leave your house. You don't have to drive anywhere. Literally, you get a chance to make sure you're not being catfished.
Right.
Cameras are on. We both are still dressed to impress. You don't have to pick up the tab. I don't have to pick up the tab.
That's right.
I know our young people, especially.
You get your food cooked exactly the way you want. You get the drink, whatever. Yeah, exactly. But I didn't even think about that. But I think that's such a great I think, and also a great safety measure as well, especially for women that are dating in this day and age. But part of the reason why it is so important to not wait too long is, again, because the longer that a person is able to conceal as far as with who they are, and you meeting them in person, there are certain things that you're not going to necessarily just get from online. It's limited by nature. And so there's going to need to be a physical interaction and you meeting that individual, again, for you to get confirmation and verification of some of the things that you've been told and been communicated to online. There's also again, that physical chemistry and connection, that physical attraction as well. Being able to have the opportunity and the space for that. And so not to rush into those face-to-face interactions, but definitely make sure to create time and space for it. And again, as Charmaine mentioned, making sure that there's kind of a layered process to it, so that you don't go from we met online and now we're going out on a date to this restaurant. We met online, we're gonna have a virtual date in a week or so, and then if everything goes well in a week or so, maybe we meet in person.
And that may sound like the old lady who sounds crazy, because in our phones we can FaceTime at any point in time. We have apps where we can see each other live all the time, and that's okay. But I'm just of the opinion, if I was out here, and I'm sorry, within this day and age, and I don't need to, for me, I need to screen and interact with you and engage with you in a very intentional way, very intentional, before I'm going to waste my time leaving my home, dressing nice, and meeting you out in a social environment.
And even to your point too, as it relates to conversation, because with a virtual date, it's still a date.
It's still a date.
And so, if I'm not able to hold a conversation, even though I may not necessarily be comfortable with dating online, it'll give you an idea of, again, what I can potentially expect when I see you in person, while also maintaining a level of safety and discretion.
Right. I mean, but if I'm only interested in the sex story, then
there you go. It's going to come out.
Then this process really doesn't matter. We don't need to do virtual dating if I'm just looking for a hookup. Then in that case, yeah, you would be interested in meeting somewhere socially and making your choice, because in that mode, physical attraction is on your priority list and whatever else.
Absolutely. All right, number 10.
Number 10 is be patient. That is a word that
people don't like being patient. People don't like being patient.
And so pretty much take your time, right? And so you might not meet someone the first couple of months on the dating app. It really takes time. And there's a lot of culture around dating apps that might take some time for you to adjust to. I mean, it's technology, so you have to understand how to navigate the app, and you really have to understand the process, right? And so you have to be patient with yourself. You want to stay engaged, messaging, making sure you're looking at your messages and checking them. Stay positive. And if you need to take a break for some time, you want to do that, and then you want to come back and dive back in again. It is okay to pause and delete your apps, take 30 days and say, you know what, I'm done. I need a break from these apps, and that's okay.
We want to give a shout out to Kelly Gonsalves and also Simona Chilchiba, who actually helped to come up with, who came up with some of these tips for effective online dating. And we did actually have a comment in the chat that we want to share with you all. Dark Knight says, "Good evening. I am not sure online dating is for me. Okay. I'd rather meet women in person. They may not like my personal profile anyway." So absolutely nothing wrong with that. Night, just so you know, again, this is just an option. So this is just another means to be able to meet people. So we would say don't limit yourself, because again, the world is continuing to move forward and becoming more and more digital, and so that in-person meeting is not necessarily going to go away. What we're advising and acknowledging is that this is going to be a critical part of dating and relationships as we move forward, and potentially adding it as another arena to potentially explore to meet someone.
Yeah, your digital footprint is more like your elevator speech, and people want to see that before, like even now when you apply for a job, they want to see your references before they even call you in for an interview. Now things are reversed, and it's just like that in the dating world. People want to see your profile. They want to see your digital footprint. What does your elevator speech look like right, before I even take the time to get to know you. But there are those souls out there who love their personal interaction. I want to bump into you in the grocery store. I want to see you walking in the hallway of my apartment or my neighborhood or community. I want to meet you authentically through maybe some friends. We're all hanging out, and that is still possible. Speak what you want with confidence and go for it.
Absolutely. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Before I Do. We're actually going to be discussing online dating. That's going to be our topic for the remainder of this month. So tune in next week, same time. Also, too, be sure to go to couplesacademy.org. Book us for a session. We provide individual and couples counseling and would love to speak with you soon. All right. On behalf of the Couples Academy, my name is Walter Jennings.
My name is Charmaine Jennings.
This has been Before I Do. We'll see you all same time next week. Peace, everybody.